Yo, what's up? That's my boys, and today we're just gonna be ranking some monsters. Now, yes, we're gonna be. But yeah, hopefully y'all do not attack me for my own opinion when it's literally just my opinion. So, hopefully y'all enjoy. Okay, so when I talk about Vapor in this game, I put him in the F tier for like so many reasons. Now, obviously there are this monster has so many weaknesses, and like he has so many like disadvantages. Disadvantages. Why can I say? Well, you already know what I mean. But like the problem is with this monster is that he's the only monster in the game that does not have any chase music, but has a very annoying jump scare. But for some reason, he is super, like, easy to just outrun because of his, like, sprint speed and his damage. Even though it's mostly his sprint speed. But, yeah, his abilities are there to help him. But the spider skulls are, like, super easy to destroy. Like, seriously. It's just, like, nah. You can kill them, like, so easily. Like, it takes, like, 3 or 4 hits just to kill them. Like, so, I just don't. Sure, they are incredibly strong, but like, well, not strong, but like they are so easy to destroy. I don't really like them that much, and I don't want to like his teleporting ability that much because it doesn't really do much. Sure, it highlights them, but like, you're never gonna get any kill as long as like somebody knows what they're doing and they're not caught off guard. So like, the only people that you can kill is if they're like just being goofy, or if you know you have double trouble and you just have a very good partner that's just carrying you for the entire game. So. That's all I really have to say. So yeah, he is going to the F tier. Okay, now we're gonna rank Rosemary. Rosemary is honestly a lot stronger than I thought. I really underestimated like her like attack range just by slightly, like just a tiny bit. Her damage is obviously is like a huge disadvantage in my opinion. Like seriously, this thing like this is kind of insane. She is way faster than a survivor, since the survivor's sprint speed is 23 and her sprint speed is 26. But the main issue is that she has a bunch of weaknesses, and since like her stamina like overall is 50, her stamina drain speed is incredibly fast. So she won't be able to like out stamina like a survivor no matter how hard you try. Like no matter how good you are as Rosemary, you will never ever out stamina a survivor unless they already used a bunch of their stamina just to do some objectives or whatever, and just waste a bunch of their stamina because they don't know what they're doing. I guess these days you can't really do much, honestly. Like you can't really do much no matter how hard you try. But that's why, like, she isn't like really map dependent, but her abilities are like somewhat useful. I think the only one I just have trouble with is the demonic shriek or whatever it's called, because it doesn't really do much, because all it does is just makes them blind and then just have their stamina drain speed just to get just increased a little bit, just a little bit. It doesn't really do much, so I don't really know what to explain about that. So yeah, but her echolocation is what really helps a lot, like a lot. Now sure, her damage is only 30, so yeah, it would take a while to like kill a survivor in general, so like it would not be that easy. Like it really would not. It seriously is very difficult to kill people as Rosemary. You would never ever see a survivor like actually having trouble, unless it's like a new player. Then yeah, you would not have that much trouble killing that player. But if it's like if it's like obviously a very pro player, then you will have a lot of trouble trying to kill them. So yeah, I don't know what to say about this like Rosemary. It's pretty decent, at least. I really underestimated her I don't know. Her attacks and her entire like general like stats. But yeah, I give her like a solid B tier. She's not like super weak, she's not super strong. I just kind of wish that she got like a little bit better time when it comes to with her abilities. I just kind of wish that her first ability just got tweaked remodeled a lot more, so that way people can use it a lot more frequently, so they don't just Okay. Okay. Yeah. We're going to Fogborn now. Okay, now, as I promised my boy Forbes, I am not going to put him in a lower rank. But I can't put him in the S rank because of a bunch of reasons. Well, not a lot of reasons, but like two main reasons. One is that the fact that like since like he got some slight like nerfs, it doesn't really make him that strong as he used to. Before that, he was like incredibly strong and you just literally could not do anything. But this new one, I mean, you could still like somewhat like die from him. It's just that it's a lot more trickier for Fogborn to actually kill people. Now, when it comes to like pro players, they obviously will know all of your tricks, so you can't really do much, and you won't out stamina survivor no matter how hard you try, because you have 25 like sprint speed, but your drain speed on stamina is like incredibly fast, so you won't like able to like kill them in just one full sprint. If you're very good at him, maybe there is a chance, but it really depends on the survivor, basically. But yeah, and yeah, his abilities are there to help him. Thunder Warp, which basically just teleports him to a survivor. It is incredibly fast, and it has like a lot lower cooldown than I expected. But you know, it is what it is. But I don't really know how to say much when it comes to like the stare ability, because all it really does is just like it makes you like Fogborn incredibly fast, and you get highlighted if you look at him. Now his biggest weakness is like mostly if you don't look at him, then you won't really like he won't get like anything. Nothing bad will happen. So I feel like the main issue is his like huge weakness. I don't know really want to know, because problem is with his abilities, they aren't really gonna do much. They seriously aren't. They're really not gonna do much. Like they're seriously not. But yeah, they like I don't know what kind of like you know, I don't know what kind of stuff they tweaked. Like I seriously don't. I don't know what like kind of stuff they tweaked into the game. But all I know is that Fogborn is still pretty strong. Yeah, I know, I'm not the best at explaining this kind of stuff. But all I just want to say is that he is pretty strong. I give him like a mostly 8 out of 10 due to his like recent nerfs. If he didn't get nerfed, I would give him like a 10 out of 10 when it comes to like main power and stuff, because of his powers and stats in general. So yeah, sure, his hitbox is pretty small, but like that doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, I gotta give him a solid A tier. Because yeah, you can have trouble killing competent players, but you won't really have trouble at all, like that much as like Vapor and Rosemary. So I gotta put him in the A tier. Okay, now Sonicexe. Honestly, he's not that like honestly not super weak, but he's not like super strong. He's actually way better than everyone thought. But for some reason, people keep thinking that he's super weak, but he really isn't. Sure, he's kind of map reliant, but like not that usually. Like seriously, it's his traps that he mostly just has to like focus on most of the time. But yeah, you will have somewhat trouble catching competent players, but like not really. Like if you get hit with the trap, but then he's just in front of you, then obviously just instant death. But like the point is that Sonicexe isn't like weak. There's just a bunch of people that keep thinking that he's super weak because of his map reliant and his like sprint speed. And plus his like he has that basic combo where he's like hits you with his normal attack and hits you with the too slow, already at a bone break position. So yeah, it's pretty much of a decent monster. I just don't know why people keep saying that he's super weak, but he's actually very good if you know how to use him, like super well. But yeah, I'm gonna put him like he was almost like a B tier, but he's an A tier. Okay, now, if I'm being perfectly, super mega ultra mega Pillar Chase 2 edition, like honest, I have to put Baldi in the S tier. Now, I know, like, there's not many people that have been using him, but he is so overpowered that yet no one understands how powerful he really is. Seriously. This dude has like so many like good stuff with him, and plus ever since like he got those like decent buffs, he actually is way better than before. I would have put him in like in the A tier if he didn't get the buffs, but bro, these buffs are actually very, very good. So I have to put him in the S tier. He does have some struggles in the early game, but you just have to rely on your notebooks for like a little bit in the early game. But seriously, getting kills in the early game isn't really that difficult in my opinion, because I seriously get so many kills in the early game with the power of notebooks. So yeah. Plus, with this tape, it can reveal everyone where everyone is. And what's even better now is that now he's silent with the tape. Usually it didn't really do that because it was bugged. But yeah, now it's actually fixed. So now we can actually be silent and have that awesome chase without having to rely on chase music. But yeah, he is gotta be S tier. He does 45 damage, has infinite stamina. He's the only monster in the game that actually has infinite stamina, because he teleports. He doesn't really have to move. So yeah, he's going to the S tier. There's just not much question. Like, okay, now now when it comes to MX though, he's got to be S tier also. I mean, seriously, he is pretty balanced now. He wasn't as balanced as like when he came out, because of his 85 damage was like outrageous. Just puts you in a bone break with just literally just one simple hit, and it didn't really seem fair. But now that he got these recent like nerfs and buffs, they did nerf his speed to 21, but they just put it back to 24, so that was just a no good nerf at all. But yeah, I find him pretty balanced now. He's way fast. He's just slightly faster than Survivor. He does pretty decent damage now. Isn't as strong as he used to now, thank goodness, because otherwise that would have been so annoying. But yeah, he is definitely one of the best monsters in the game when it comes to like you know, having a bunch of like advantages. When it comes to, you know, chasing players down, it's really not that difficult. Sure, Baldi has like a very like huge disadvantage when it comes to chasing down players if they know what they're doing with their stamina and stuff. But with MX, you really can't do much if you're getting chased by MX, because with his abilities like the power hop, that boosts him up like a lot, and with his charging demise, that really takes him like far. So like you really cannot even do anything at that point. And yeah, you can actually like kill people pretty easily, and it feels so satisfying to get kills. Seriously, it really is. And yeah, it's really easy to actually win as MX. Like it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. But I would say there is like just a slight issue with him, and the only issue is with when it comes to highlight players. Now, how that works is that he has to get a kill to highlight every player, but it only lasts for like a couple of seconds, which is a huge issue with him. But the plus side is that he honestly doesn't struggle that much to kill players. It's that when it comes to people hiding and stuff, that's when it gets like really annoying. So you have to basically like kill as many people as you can as fast as possible before people can complete their sets of objectives to decrease the time limit and stuff. So yeah, I have to put him in S tier. There's nothing really bad with him, so I have to put him in S tier honestly, because there's nothing bad with him honestly. Used to have some like horrible stuff with him because of the bone break, but now that they actually nerf his damage, he's actually way more balanced than usual. So he's got to be S tier. Okay, so stop complaining. Okay, Forest King before forests. Yeah, this thing is way too overpowered, honestly. Seriously, with those heads, it can be like seriously annoying to go against. Forest King is fun to play as, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to like going against Forest King, like if you play as Forest King, then yeah, you won't be annoyed. But if you go against Forest King, that's when it gets like super annoying. So I have to put her in the S tier also, but I just don't like how the fact that she isn't really that balanced. I think the main issue with her is the sprint speed being 20, but it feels like that she's like a lot faster than that, because she can pretty much kill you in one full sprint if they know what they're doing. So she honestly just needs a nerf, seriously. Maybe nerf the floating heads, that would be a lot better, because like there's really nothing much that you can do against Forest King, honestly, unless you can somehow like clutch it up and just, you know, get killed, watch your people die, but you somehow able to survive. You basically just need to rely on the time limit, and sometimes it depends on what map you're on. Like Schoolhouse or, you know, the whatchamacallit, the Joy of Creation map, even though it's not really a good place for any monster in that game, in that map, to be honest. But still, it's pretty decent, I would say that. But yeah, S tier, but seriously needs some nerfs because it's actually, like, you really can't do much. MX, on the other hand, is a lot more balanced because they got more changes and stuff. But MX is a lot more balanced. Forest King isn't balanced because they never really changed much with Forest King, so I would say that that would be an edit. Okay, now Springtrap, or should I say Bing Trap? To be honest, there's like, this dude is seriously awful to go against. Like, he's very boring to play as ever since, like, he got so many nerfs. The old like Springtrap, I would put him in S tier, but like very unfairly because he was so overpowered back then. But now that he's getting so many nerfs and reworks now, he is basically just very awful to play with, and I just don't find him as fun as he used to. He seriously has to be like one of the worst monsters in the game when it's like worse than Vapor. He's way worse than Vapor because this dude can not, like, he can kill people, but like he has to rely on his abilities like so much to even do anything. And the problem is that this dude really cannot even do anything when it comes to like competent players, unless if they're caught off guard and stuff, yada yada yada. Oh my gosh, dude, I just don't know what to say about him because like his abilities, Phantom Walk, it highlights players, I guess, gives them a fearful debuff, but like if they know what they're doing, then it's not gonna be doing much. Like, seriously, it sucks. It's very trash. But the problem is with him is one thing and one thing only. Is that like his speed and with stamina is like very horrible. And now with the new rework of the ventilation error, he really is awful to go against because it doesn't like decrease their stamina or anything. It just makes them blind. But like there's no point of making them blind if they know where they're going. Like they can literally know where they're going if they know the map very well. Even when I get hit with ventilation error, I just know where to go. So like I still cannot get killed by a reworked Springtrap. I only get killed by Springtraps when it comes to Double Trouble. But other than that, it's literally impossible to get a Springtrap W. This dude has to go to F tier. He's like literally the worst monster in the game. Like, why would you even play him? Yeah. Ao-Oni. Yes. Ao-Oni. Yes. Honestly, he's not that bad. I would put him almost at S tier if he can like at least guaranteed like server wipe if you know how to use your abilities. But I have to put him at least in the A tier. He did get some like slight nerfs that makes him a little bit weaker, but he's still pretty good. He's not like as balanced. I just think the main issues with him is like his range being like so huge that like even if you're far from him, he can still hit you like in a pretty far distance. So like that makes it a little bit annoying to go against. But other than that, this dude is seriously like overpowered when it comes to like shapeshifting. And plus with the shapeshift like ability that makes them slightly faster than Survivor. And yeah, they can actually out stamina survivors if they are shapeshifted. But the main issue is with Ao-Oni is to try to like trick them. Like if you try to shapeshift into somebody and just pretend like you're a survivor, they would kind of know like what your tricks are because they know how he works, his mechanics. If they know how a real Ao-Oni like, you know, plays is by them shape-shifting most of the time when it's come to like blending in. He's not really that bad to ambushing like a bunch of players, but he consistently has to rely on sometimes on that shapeshift because without that shapeshift, he can't really do much, honestly. Does decent damage, 40 damage, which makes him a 3-hit instead of a 2-hit, but at least it's better than something. But I just have the most issue with him, and that is like him consistently like shapeshifting, but it doesn't sometimes really do much. But he is still pretty good to go against. His kill animation is like very short also. He just bites you and just yeets you across the world. But other than that, yeah, he's pretty good, I guess. But like I just kind of wish he had some like decent, like some pretty good nerfs when it comes to like his sprint speed, because I feel like his sprint speed is just a little bit too much, because they can actually out stamina survivors by just a slightly bit. Because, you know, that's the problem with him. When it comes to him, like, shapeshifting, his, like, he gets faster, but his stamina drain gets decreased slightly when shapeshifting. And I feel like that's the main issue, is that they can literally just out stamina you very easily. And basically, his stamina is 100, just like a normal survivor. And their sprint speed is 22, which is just slightly slower than a survivor. But they can actually have a bunch of advantages that you might have trouble with. But if you know all of their tricks, then you really can't do anything against competent players. But he's still an A tier because he's not that bad. You can still kill competent players if you know how to use your tricks like very well, like shapeshifting and your Aoni vision to highlight all of them. So yeah, he's still not bad, honestly. I give him like a solid like 8 out of 10. Pretty decent to go against, but like he can consistently have trouble when it comes to killing competent players sometimes when they know their tricks. But yeah, he's still pretty good. The Mimic. The Mimic is honestly like very, very horrible to go against. This dude is seriously like overpowered. His kill cooldown being very short, his attack range I guess is short, but he's so fast somehow that I yet even get to get very confused and very like questions. I have so many questions of like, why is he so fast? Why? It feels like he's way faster even though his sprint speed is only 21. And plus the fact that his passive ability is that when he kills more people, he does way more damage, which I find it just kind of unfair because you can't really do much. In like, if they do so much damage to you, then you're pretty much just toast. And plus their invisibility is what they have to rely on the most, because like every time when they're invisible, you can't hear them, but you can see them, but just barely. You mostly have to consistently hold a flashlight just to know where they are at all times. But other than that, this monster is really annoying to go against. I have to like be perfectly honest. Like he's super annoying to go against, because like, dude, he's not that great to go against. I know I've said it so many times, but like, seriously. I mean, he is kind of balanced, even though you get some slight nerfs, but I feel like the problem is with him is that he has so many like advantages, and while the survivor has a bunch of disadvantages, because the bleeding effect, that thing is super like annoying to go against, because once you get hit with that, you're pretty much just toast, because you lose more than like 30 of your health in just like 5 seconds. So you could pretty much just be like a 2-hit if they hit you with that combo. So I know that doesn't really make much sense, but still, their abilities are really, really, really overpowered. Hopefully they can at least rework that just a slightly bit by nerfing it or something. I don't know. Ah yes, Uncle Samsonite. This dude is honestly like pretty good. He's just having a bit trouble when it comes to competent players. Yeah, competent players. But honestly, he doesn't have any trouble with that. He does pretty good damage, a two hit, which is honestly not bad. But I think the main issue is with Uncle Samsonite is that he has to like, you know, use dance off to hit competent players very well. Since like he's very loud, you can hear him across the map. And plus, since he like doesn't have that much sprint speed and his stamina being very short, and they are reworking him, but this old mod, this Uncle Samsonite that we have right now is an A tier. I give him like a mostly 8.5 out of 10. I would have given him S tier if he just had like better like sprint speed to catch up to players. But seriously, when it comes to like the last survivor, you can have some serious trouble, especially if it's like a competent player. You really cannot do anything unless they're caught off guard and you hit them with the dance off. You can hit them with a solid combo. But what I mostly recommend is just like hit them once, but don't use your dance off, and then use dance off so they absolutely cannot get away, and then you can actually kill them. I find that a very solid combo. I don't know why people like, they hit you with dance off, they hit you once, and then they take you to the door domain, but you can get out into the door domain and like just with one door because of RNG. So if you basically just did all that for no reason. You used your ability for nothing. I don't really see the point of door domain anyway, because like they can seriously just get out very easily. They can break your ankles kind of just easy. Plus you just being a 2-hit, yeah. But I would say that he is slightly unbalanced. It's just that I just kind of wish he had a better time catching up competent players. He's still awesome to play with, don't get me wrong. He does pretty good damage. He has some good abilities. I just kind of wish he doesn't have to use like door domain a lot, because it doesn't really do much to me, in my opinion. But yeah, he's still a solid pick though. He is obviously A tier, like without a doubt. Ah yes, the weird yellow smiley thing. Honestly, this dude is just very trash. I would give him the C tier because I've never seen this dude like do like a server wipe, unless like they are like just shooting bombs and they're on a very good map, then they would win. But other than that, this dude is seriously too easy to beat. Like his sprint speed, frenzy, all of that, he's just pretty awful. The gobble bombs is like what he has to like use on the most against competent players. But if you're chasing somebody, then you're pretty much just wasting your time. If you use gobble bomb, you stand still, so you can't really do much. Like, I don't see the point exactly of using gobble bomb during chase, because you're just gonna stand still and they're gonna dodge when they can. I recommend using frenzy like and then using gobble bomb, but like don't use it during chase because like that would be just kind of annoying. Now sure, frenzy just it highlights players, increases your stamina speed, but increases your drain speed, which I think that's the main issue is with him, is with frenzy's drain speed. I just kind of wish that it wasn't like that, since I'm pretty sure his sprint speed is 23, which is kind of the same, pretty much the same as a survivor. I might be wrong, but I'm not so sure. But his hitbox is like his huge like strength. That's his biggest strength, is his huge hitbox. Because seriously, that thing can hit you a mile away. It can hit you like across the football field. But I just kind of wish he had a better like advantage catching up to players, because if you get looped on like several times by competent players, you really cannot do anything. So yeah, I don't really see him server wiping that much. And seriously, he is really easy to beat if you know what you're doing. And if you're just like trolling with them, then you really can't do anything as the monster. So I would personally just give up and just leave the game and just play as something else. But hopefully they can rework that a bit. But hey, at least they added XP for Gobble Bomb. Yippee! And last but not least, Godzilla. This dude honestly was an S tier, but unbalanced. But ever since he got that sprint speed nerf, he is absolutely just a lot easier than I thought to beat. I mean, sure, he can still win, but just barely, because his sprint speed now is awful. 27.5, I mean, he is obviously faster than Survivor, but his stamina is what they really have to fix. I mean, his stamina is 38 instead of 30, but seriously, it's really, really, really not doing much. Because he can catch up against competent players easily, but like he relies on, like, he has to worry about his stamina. That's his biggest weakness, is his stamina. Seriously. This dude literally cannot do anything against competent players if they're just going to put you in an endless loop. So which is why you always have to use the mist to at least like make them go to different directions. Because like his biggest strength is like sprint speed and his mist. Because once you hit them with the mist, then you can absolutely destroy them. Because you're basically a two-hitter, by the way, if you hit them with the mist. Because you do 50 plus damage if you hit somebody with the mist. So I mostly just, yeah, that's basically it. But I think the problem is with Godzilla also is that when people are hiding, you can't highlight them unless they touch the mist. So you have to actually like place as many mists as you can. And sure, it gives you extra time when you place it for some reason. But I just kind of wish that he had better, like, he had more damage. At least give him more damage. Like, give him 30. Because when he does 20, he's like literally the weakest monster in the game when it comes to damage. So yeah, they need to rework and tweak him like a lot when it comes to like sprint speed, damage, or at least maybe rework his damage. Maybe that can make him better. Because when he does 20, he literally takes 5 hits just to kill someone. And that could take literally a minute if you are having trouble killing a competent player and they know what they're doing at all times. But if you're simply just targeting a competent player, you're never going to kill them at all if you're just going to rely on killing only them. Unless you hit them with the mist, then maybe you have a chance. Sure, it gives them a huge debuff when it comes to like them being highlighted, you doing more damage to them, you able to like when they're radiated, they slightly lose health, but like there's nothing much that you can do. But yeah, I have to give him like a solid like C tier. I kind of wish I would give him like a higher tier if he was just reworked a lot more, but he is like really not that good to like play with right now. The old one, he used to be like super broken that you literally could not do anything, but now this newer one, yeah, there's just nothing really much to do. But yeah, this is my tier list, even though you can't even see nothing. But yeah, this is basically it. I know I'm gonna have so many people hate at me in the comments when I'm just spitting out some good opinions, when it's literally my opinion. Okay, just don't attack me, please. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'll see you later. And yeah.